Another year, another one-score loss for Nebraska. Another even year, another hard-fought, good-looking Northwestern football team. Let's react to the Cats and the Huskers. Before we get into the recap of the Huskers and the Cats, just a reminder, hit subscribe, ring the bell to stay notified, to get notified for uploads like this. Reaction videos every single Saturday of all the Big Ten games going on. Okay, let's get into it. Huskers and Wildcats, the easy takeaway from this game, yet another one-score loss for Scott Frost and Nebraska. I'll get to Mr. Frost. It's going to get a little frosty in Lincoln this week. I can imagine that. That's what things everybody's going to be focusing on. And that is a point, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Northwestern, let's talk about them to start. That offensive line, 4 returning starters, including All-American candidate Peter Skoronski. They dominated the front in this game, and that's exactly what they needed to do. Said that in the preview. If this offensive front can control the trenches and control Nebraska's defensive front and their pass rush, they're going to have a good shot. That's exactly what happened here today. A goose egg in the sack department for Nebraska. We talk about all those pass rushers, Garrett Nelson, O'Shawn Mathis, and Ty Robinson, all these guys, and say, man, they're going to have a really good pass rush. It was basically non-existent versus that Northwestern offensive line in there today. And man, as this game went on, and as Northwestern was establishing their dominance up front, there were times where it looked like Nebraska was just giving up on defense. Like they just wanted to get off the field. A couple of touchdown runs when they got in there late. Northwestern just established their will and imposed their will against this Nebraska front. Nebraska's defense, if this continues, is going to be a liability. There were a lot, and I mean a lot, of missed tackles in the secondary for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And especially when you got running backs like Evan Hull, like Cam Porter, like Andrew Clare, especially the Maple Grove monster, Evan Hull back there that can break through arm tackles. It's not gonna, there's a lot of good running backs in the Big Ten Conference. If you tackle like that, you're not gonna do well, and you could put your team in danger of losing a lot of football games. I believe that's where the game was won. It was won in the trenches, right? But let's talk about Ryan Hillinski. Okay, most improved quarterback in the Big Ten Conference. I know it's week 0. Haven't gotten to week 1 yet, but that's something and somebody you got to keep an eye on. I can tell he makes everybody around him better. Ryan Hillinski appears to be the guy after a lot of quarterback shuffling in Evanston, Illinois last season. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Nebraska Cornhuskers for a minute. I was noticing early in this game, a lot of quick releases. Things were going quickly. And then as the game went on, I realized why. It's because that Nebraska offensive line is still not very good. Late in the game, Northwestern got a little bit more of a pass rush. Key sacks as more pressure came upon Casey Thompson. The throws weren't as accurate. And remember early in this game when Nebraska, they needed short yardage situations, running the ball up the middle, the offensive line couldn't get the push against that Northwestern defensive line. It appears that offensive line could remain a weakness on the offense. When they've got talent all around, you're going to need quick releases to be good. When Northwestern got that pressure, things appeared to go south. When that Nebraska is on, it is on. You saw that early in this game. But there's positives to take away from this game for Nebraska, but I know all you Husker fans, you're not going to take away positives, because you're going to look when Nebraska was winning by double digits, 28-17. They came out and were looking good early in the second half. And then Scott Frost, onside kick. Let's address the onside kick situation. I understand why he's doing it. Is he doing it because he doesn't trust himself? Because he doesn't trust his team? He wants to distance himself away from a one-score game as much as possible? Maybe. But man, you got all the momentum in the world, and look what Northwestern had been doing on offense, moving the football against your defense. The risk-reward is too far away from the reward and too much in favor of the risk. You saw exactly what Northwestern did with the football, and it was from that point on, another goose egg. 0 points from that point on after the onside kick attempt. And that is a Scott Frost decision. Okay? A lot of Mark Whipple had the offense humming and all these other things happening. As soon as Scott Frost kind of took control of the game, it went south for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You can't argue that. You can't argue that. The same things happened in this game that happened in those games a year ago. Quickly to wrap up, I like Northwestern. I like their balance on offense. They've got a great running game, great offensive line. As long as the O-line can protect Ryan Hillinski, give him time, he's going to get it to his targets. Are the targets the greatest wide receivers and tight ends in the world? No, but they're going to be good enough to win games. Pat Fitzgerald is one of the best coaches in the Big Ten Conference. I believe the performance I saw on the field from Northwestern, I believe this is a team that you're going to have to watch out for in the Big Ten West. What do you guys think of this? I want to hear all about it. I want to hear all about it in the comments. Do you think Northwestern's for real? Should Scott Frost be fired? I want to hear all about it in the comments below. Subscribe. Let's try to get to 700. We're almost there on the road to 1,000 subscribers here on Big Ten Ted. I'm Big Ten Ted, and we'll see you in the next one.